Bitcoin bulls truly meeting a deadline right now as they approach this yellow line of 786 on the zoomed in daily chart. But this is telling the story of the macro, the zoomed out, everything we're waiting for, this shift from bear to bull. What we see here on the daily is really urgent. And I think the bulls are they're going to pass or fail this test very soon. And we're watching it play out in the daily. I want to break down the test for you. What's going on? We go over to the ADA chart, ADA up around 40+%. Is there going to be continuation, or have the bulls met their match? Are we coming all the way back down? Is the rally over? What's going on with ADA? Some really interesting charts. I want to break down what to watch in the short term on ADA, and we're going to break that down in a minute. Going over to the weekly on Bitcoin, this is just this first area I want to point out for context as we start breaking down that daily chart. 20-week moving average around 18,300, around $1,000 above where Bitcoin is right now. Zooming in on the daily chart, this is the test. The deadline is really here. You can even see the last daily candle, this wick at that 786 line. Look at that resistance. This is a crucial area on the macro. If you've been watching my YouTube videos for years, you know what this area is. This is my macro indicator that I use to evaluate bottoms of bear markets. So we take the last bear market low to bull market high. We have this drawback, this 786 line right here, this yellow line. Bitcoin falling all the way back and below. We're waiting for the bottoming out to happen. This is something that has happened in previous bear markets. You probably hear me say it all the time if you've been watching my videos, but it is what it is. This is huge, important data for me as I see these charts and watch these charts and really navigate through this bear market. Now, what's happening right here on the daily chart is important because the move that's happening is very common in these bear market bottom formations. Here's 2018. Check this out. Bitcoin testing the 786, right below the 786, testing the 786 there, and kind of failing a few times. For context to that, to give you an idea of what it was like, we were seeing a rally for Bitcoin around 35% to that 786 line. You can imagine market's probably excited. Bear market over, right? We're entering the bulls here. Here we go. Let's go. Let's do this. And then you see what happened. It's just kind of sideways for months, pain for months. So I take that story and the relevance of what happened there, and I put it here and I say, okay, there's no confirmation yet. Nothing has happened. We're still below the 786 line. We know what kind of resistance can be there because it's happened not only just in the last bear market, 2018 that you see here, but we go back to this weekly chart and we kind of go all the way back to 2015. We zoom in on the weekly, check it out. 786 line, resistance, right? It's failing to stay above that 786 line, falling once more. And so we've seen this happen time and time again with Bitcoin. And if we go to the daily chart now, this is it. I mean, I really think the next 24, 48 hours are crucial for Bitcoin. Now, the one thing that truly plays into this, and this is so important, is the next few days, January 12th CPI data. We know what's going on there. If the numbers come in really good and markets start moving, and I'm talking about equity markets, this is S&P 500. If this starts diverging a little bit from its lower high pattern that it's been in for months in this bear market and starts actually breaking some of these moving averages to the upside, this could be huge for a macro indicator of a bear to bull shift on the macro for equity markets. This is something that could drive Bitcoin bulls up and through this 786 line that we're tracking on the macro. The reason why it's so important is if we look at this, we're really only, let me zoom out of here a little bit. Bitcoin is pretty early in this stage of this bear market formation. So if we go and we look, it's around 50 to 60 days right here. 50 to 60 days below the 786 line. We know in previous bear cycles, like 2018, it took 133 days for it to kind of bottom out before exiting. And then in 2015, it took 301 days, right? So we're pretty early in this bear market formation. So this would be a very big deal if Bitcoin diverges from previous bear market lows and actually explodes through the 786 line if we get some bullish moves for the remainder of this week, maybe off the back of bullish CPI data, right? So this is going to be interesting in the next couple of days to watch Bitcoin, what happens here. Resistance, right? Commonplace move for Bitcoin, or explosive move this early in the bear market formation. That's what I'm watching on this Bitcoin chart. Remember, it doesn't matter if you hold Bitcoin or not. This is crucial to just altcoin moves in general. Bitcoin has the most data on it, right? So this is acting as a great roadmap for crypto markets, a great roadmap for where crypto is headed from bear to bull. And this can be a multi-month move from bear to bull. But I think, in my view, my opinion, we're getting close. Let's go over to ADA. This is ADA on the weekly chart, and it's That's not the weekly candle you want to see. I mean, we still have 6 days left, but that wick on that weekly, not what we want to see. And I just want to throw this out there again. I say warning a lot and caution a lot because we get these moves on ADA, and kind of here it is on the 6-hour chart. Check it out. Looks nice. 40% plus gains. We get these moves, but there's been no confirmation. There's been no bullish confirmation. So it's exciting. I enjoy it. I know ADA holders are enjoying it. It's fun. It's a hint of the bulls, right? We getting a little sense of it. But right now, this 20-week moving average around 36 cents, we covered it in last night's video, still above where ADA is. And the weekly wick right below it, not looking too good right now. Still 6 days left on the weekly. But remember, 36 cents is where that 20-week moving average is. Go to the daily chart. Let's zoom in, and you can see the 200-day moving average around 40 cents. So this 40 cents down to 36 cents, this green rectangle, that is it, everybody. For me, that is the area that I'm watching. If markets do go bullish or continue bullish going into the remainder of this week, and ADA starts moving to the upside and continues to the upside, I'm going to look at in a minute what that setup could look like. We've been there before. We might see a continuation on this 6-hour chart. I want to break that down, but this is the area. This is the bullish confirmation. It doesn't mean the bull market has started, but this is a bullish confirmation of the bullish shift from bear to bull beginning. That slow multi-month shift beginning. This for me is the signal. 36 to 40 cents. Now, if you zoom out on the daily chart, you can actually just see a move to that area would actually be something ADA has not done in this bear market yet. That's the 200-day moving average. You can see ADA has not touched that area this entire bear market. It's been stalling out above these smaller moving averages, the 20-day in green, the 50-day in blue. It's just been a story of lower highs this entire thing. We could be at a lower high resistance right now. This rally could just completely end. But I want to kind of paint the case for what if it doesn't? What if it continues? What room to the downside is there for support? And what should we look out for? So first things first, here's a 6-hour, 40% plus gains. It's not unusual for any crypto, not just ADA, to just see amazing gains, a crazy breakout, crazy rally. We get a crazy 6-hour wick, comes back down a little bit, takes like a breather, right? And that's what's happening right now, whether it's kind of back down more or even sideways before continuing. So this is something we're going to monitor. Now, what does that look like? Go back to the last bear market for ADA in 2018. I just want to give you an idea. You can see ADA just seeing nice gains out of that bear market, and then boom, all the way back down. Many people back then in December thinking probably, you know what, man, that rally's over. But look, it continued back to the upside and then was sideways. But these 6-hour moves back down are not bad, but we need to monitor, does support hold on these moves? So what does support look like? Well, if we go to the daily chart, this is what support looks like. And this really starts tying together like thread to the macro story, what's going on with ADA. So support really is the thread of this macro shift that we're looking for. And that is any type of support above the 20-day moving average around 28 to 29 cents, and the 50-day moving average, 28 to 29 cents, and the 20-day right now sitting around 26 to 27 cents. First off, we're looking for this shift of the 20-day to cross above the 50-day. That's the move we're looking for. It's a macro bullish move, and you can just see if we go all the way back here to the last bear market, or bull market, I'm sorry, you see that 20-day moving average above the blue line, the 50-day moving average? That's just a picture of the bulls. Higher highs, higher lows above those moving averages, and that's why you see that 20-day above the 50. That's the environment we want to be in. In a bear market, you get the opposite, the 20-day just below the 50-day. So we're looking for that shift, the 20-day above the 50, and in that shift, what we could absolutely see, and it would be a very commonplace move in my opinion, is a fall back down to these moving averages. Even if it's right, it meets where they're crossing, right? I don't know exactly where the price would be. Maybe it's 29 cents, 28 cents, who knows? But we're looking for this potential pullback to first the 50-day moving average sitting around 28 to 29 cents. If we look at what kind of drop that would be from where ADA is right now, we'd be looking at around 8% drawback from where it's already fallen. It's already fallen, so a total of 15% kind of retracement. And then this could actually fall even back down to the 20-day or so. So it could be a 20% dip, and ADA bulls might step in after that. But the question is, will there be support at the moving averages? That's what's crucial, because if you look at these previous lower highs, You just see every time we get above these moving averages, the blue and green line, there's not support. It just keeps failing, right? And that's why we're seeing these lower highs. What we want to see finally, eventually, and we're going to see it. I can't guarantee that. This is just what I think. I think eventually, I don't know what move it's going to be, this one or the next one in 2 months, but eventually, I think we're going to see ADA see support all of a sudden. And then at these moving averages, maybe even sideways, they start consolidating the moving averages, but there's going to be support there. And then just continuation, another bull move, right? So we're going to get multiple bull moves and people are going to be like, man, what is going on? This is unusual. We haven't been seeing this in this bear market. That's the move that I'm waiting for. And for me, that's a signal. It's not the bull market starting, but it's a signal that we're getting that slow bottoming out shift, really becoming foundational and firm for the next bull market. And again, that could be a multi-month move, but that's what I'm watching for. If ADA were to dip right now, but if markets open green tomorrow, equity markets open green or something in anticipation of CPI data being good, we could see ADA on the 6-hour chart over here. We could just see it not even coming down to the moving averages and actually just continuing to the upside. But for me, I'm allowing some space for downside on the ADA chart. I'm not going to get bearish if we see like a 5 or 8, 10% move to the downside. Remember that 20-day moving average, just to give you an idea, around 16% to the downside right now. So if ADA falls a little bit to meet these areas as a test, it's not a bad thing in my view, but that's what I'll be watching for. So we'll continue to see what ADA does, what Bitcoin does, but man, these charts are getting extremely exciting in this bear market. A lot going on, a lot to track. I hope you're doing well out there, everybody. Hit the subscribe if you're not a subscriber. I'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome night and God bless.